We're down here at the museum. I'm with Julie and Peter. Now, you guys have been really instrumental in getting this exhibition up and running here. Tell me, Peter, for a starter, I know this is one of probably the last exhibitions you'll be overseeing, but how difficult was it to get the Rembrandt remastered here?
Well, actually, as it turned out, quite easy. I saw an article in the Dom Post online in which my friend Boyd Clapp was being interviewed about the prospect of bringing this exhibition to New Zealand. I sent him an email and said, we'd like to have it. Had no idea where we'd put it or how we'd manage it at that stage. And he emailed back and said, sounds like a plan, I'd love to, because he brought the Anne Frank exhibition to Nelson. And so I rang Julie, who I've worked with on and off for the best part of 25 years, and said, here's a plan, what say we work on this together?
Well, Julie, this must have been exciting news for you, and of course you've gone through some changes recently, having to leave your precious gallery to relocate, just temporarily of course, and now you've got Rembrandt Remastered arriving. Well, you must have been quite excited.
Well, at first we didn't know what was going to go where, and then as the project's evolved, it's fallen into the two locations quite neatly in a way. We've got the portraits now down at the gallery, and because some of the works are far, far larger than even I imagined, because I haven't had the privilege of seeing very many of his works in real life, it turned out that we had the only big enough walls to put it on, and even then one of our walls wasn't quite high enough.
So you didn't
without modification.
Oh, right.
No, we didn't modify the artwork. We had to modify the gallery.
Right.
Well, in fact, that's an interesting part of the story, because you might check this with Alan Kersons, but the original Night Watch image, which now stands at about 4.6 metres, as it hangs in Holland, is less than that, because at some point in time, something like a couple of feet was trimmed off the top and one edge in order to fit it where it was going to be put.
Oh my goodness.
So when it's been remastered back to its original size, which is huge.
Goodness me. So this is a never before seen exhibition, of course, in New Zealand, and this is an ideal opportunity for people to come along. Now, in previous galleries, exhibitions throughout New Zealand, there's been a charge, but I believe there's no charge?
No, it's free for our citizens.
Yeah, which is fantastic. I mean, we've got the sponsorship in place to pay for the hire fee. And when I suggested to Murray Sturgeon from Nelson Pine that we might try and offer it to the regional residents for free, he said we should do that. Oh. And so there we are. So it is, as Julie said, it's a fantastic opportunity.
Right. Okay. So how many paintings remastered have we got here?
Just over 50.
So this is an ideal opportunity. Probably these paintings have never before been brought together in real life.
No, that would be probably impossible because they're spread both across private collections and public collections, and in Europe, North America, probably in Asia as well now.
And two of the images that are on display, you're not going to see because they were stolen, I think, in the 1990s. A couple of people dressed as policemen went into a gallery and said they were responding to an alarm. When they left, people were alarmed, all right, because two Rembrandts had disappeared. So these images are possibly never going to be seen again.
So each plaque, there's a plaque with each painting. Is that story told next to those paintings so people know which ones they are?
Yes, they are. I mean, I think there's a number of wonderful stories that sits behind the whole of this, because if you think about it, Rembrandt was painting these paintings in the 1640s. And 1642 happens to be a very important year because that's when Abel Tasman visited Golden Bay. So while Tasman was visiting New Zealand, Rembrandt was painting enormous artworks back in Holland. I think it's fantastic.
It is, it's stunning, and there's a real connection here, of course, with the fact that Abel Tasman did come here. He was basically the first European to have done so, to actually have landed on our shores. So yeah, there's a real connection.
Well, we've got the the ambassador of the Kingdom of the Netherlands is attending the opening on Monday night, and we've promised him a warmer welcome than one of his early forebears or one of his early countrymen did. But no, it's a lovely way to celebrate.
That's right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the details of these paintings. The intricate artwork, it's amazing. I don't think people will really appreciate until they come along just how marvellous these paintings really are.
And just what a wide-ranging images and interests he had. They range from self-portraiture through to religious subjects, mythology, history, and then records of big groups of people, like the cloth makers guild. So he was a master artist.
Right. Lovely. And how long have we got the exhibition here until, Peter?
5 weeks. So it must close on the 15th of November. And so, we really want the public to take advantage of the opportunity. I don't think it matters whether they start at the Suter and then come up to the museum, or start at the museum and go to the Suter, although I think historically perhaps the ones at the museum might actually be an earlier phase, but I don't think it really matters. On Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays, if people time their visit right, they might meet a character dressed as Rembrandt, although rather taller, I suspect, than the man may have been. But we're very lucky to have Roger Sanders, who not only has managed to find a costume suitable to play the role of Rembrandt, he actually has a master's in art history, and so he'll be able to talk to people about the artworks as well, which is very exciting.
That is exciting. Peter, I thought you were going to dress up as Rembrandt yourself when you alluded to the fact he was taller than perhaps Rembrandt.
Well, I think there's a number of very good reasons why I don't qualify.
Look, it's been a real delight to talk with you both today, and this exhibition's going to be just absolutely stunning for the region, and thank you very much.
Good, thank you, Chris. And can I just finish by saying that really enjoyed working with Mainland, and this is sort of quite nice because when I first started in museums, Julie was director of the art gallery in Palmerston North, where I started in the Science Centre. And then here we are at the end of my 25 years in museums, Julie and I working together again. So it's sort of bookended the whole thing. And in a funny sort of way, when I was appointed here, I arrived to find an exhibition from Palmerston North, Body in Action, in the main gallery up here. And that was an exhibition I was involved in curating or designing. And as I leave, over Christmas, we're putting Mirror Magic in here that Julie will also remember as another exhibition that she and I know very well. So it sort of bookended my career rather beautifully, but thank you for your support too.
Congratulations, Peter. It's been a great time here, and we've been lucky to have you.